and welcome back to another episode of Hector at Home, the Kids Edition. Today, we're going to be learning about a brand new artist from the museum's collection and then getting inspired to make our very own artwork. Today, we're going to be learning about Nigerian artist Odili Donald Odita and his artwork, Horizon. Let's make some observations as we take a closer look at his work. What do you see when you look at this painting? What kind of shapes do you see? Odita uses geometric shapes to create his abstract work of art. When we use the word abstract, that means we are creating something that is made up of lines, shapes, and colors and doesn't really look like anything in the real world. Do the shapes remind you of anything? Looking at the painting as a whole, it could resemble a landscape. At the top, we see blue horizontal lines that might remind you of the sky, and as your eye moves down the artwork, we see triangles that resemble mountains. We can see a skinny blue line that separates the sky and mountains from the rest of the painting. This is called a horizon line, the line that separates the sky from the land. As we continue to look at Odita's painting, you'll notice shapes and colors that repeat themselves over and over again all throughout his work. He is using colors and creating patterns to create different parts of the landscape and honoring his Nigerian roots. Today we will be using his artwork as our inspiration to experiment with colors and shapes to be creating our very own abstract artwork. We will cut out a few triangle shapes to start out with and then build our project from there. Here are the materials we'll be needing for today's project. You will need a white piece of paper, your choice of colored paper, and if you don't have any at home, you can always use an extra white piece of paper and color it in to use it as this. A pencil, an eraser, a ruler, scissors, and glue. And for our colored materials, today we'll be using markers. So remember, you can use whatever coloring materials you have at home, but for this project, I would suggest markers because they'll come out the most vibrant. All right, so to start off, you're going to be taking your pencil and your ruler, and this is going to be acting as your straight edge. And we're going to be cutting out about 3 triangles to work with. So remember, you can vary what these triangle shapes are going to look like. So I have one that starts off like that, but we can also change the angle of our ruler and make them look totally different. So now that I've fully traced out my triangles, I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut them out. You can now take your white piece of paper and decide if you're going to be holding it like this, which is horizontal, or this way, which makes it vertical. For today, I'm going to be working with my paper in the vertical orientation. Once you've decided on the orientation of your paper, it's then time to take your triangles that you've already cut out, and we'll be using this as tracers. So you're going to be taking it, seeing where you want to place it, what looks the best to you, and once you have that figured out, you'll take your pencil and start to trace. Now that I have my first shape done, I can go ahead and use my other ones that I already have cut out and experimenting to see what I like best. So here I am making my last line for my triangles, and we can see what it looks like. So I used all 3 of my tracers to arrange and make my very own abstract work of art. So what I'm going to do now is use my tracers and glue them into my work and then go ahead to start coloring. Now that I've finished gluing in my triangle pieces, I can go ahead and begin to color. All right, everyone. So I'm all done coloring in my final project. So let's take a look to see what it looks like. Ta-da! So I filled in all of my triangles that I sketched out before. And when I'm looking at this, I see something, but you guys might see something totally different. So the really great thing about looking at abstract artwork is everyone can have their own perspective on what they see. So for me, while I was drawing this and coloring, I was envisioning a beautiful field of flowers and as well as a setting sun. So if you guys see something different, I would love to hear all about it in the comments below. When you're done with your work, if you'd like to share it, we would love to see it, so remember to share it on social media. Thank you so much for learning about today's artist and getting inspired with me, and make sure to join us for another week of Hector at Home, the Kids Edition. Bye!